Where did wine come from? Who was the first person to make wine from grapes? We have absolutely no clue. What we do know is that whoever was the first wine drinker, history's first wino, lived a very long time ago. Wine is older than history. Wild grapes and the yeast needed to make wine occurred naturally. And early humans considered wine a spontaneous gift from nature. People didn't set out to make wine. They probably just left some grapes in a container which fermented naturally and turned into a strange drink that made you feel funny but good when you drank it. Let's quickly go all the way back in time, 8,000 years ago, and follow briefly the history of wine. 6000 BCE, winemaking technology spreads from the east into places such as Georgia and Iran, where grape winemaking takes place. There is evidence that ancient China made alcoholic drinks from honey and fruit. This technology found its way to the Middle East, where they used it with grapes. 3000 BCE. The Egyptians may have been the first wine experts, as their writing shows that they labeled different amphora with the years of the vintage and who the winemaker was. 1500 BCE. The Phoenicians, an ancient civilization known for trading on ships across the Mediterranean, spread the grapevines we know today across the area and into southern Europe and North Africa. 750 BCE. The famous Greek author Homer writes the Iliad, the oldest work in Western literature, and describes how his characters sailed the wine-dark sea. 500 BCE. By now, wine is found right across Europe, as Greeks and Romans spread the bounty of the vine to their colonies. In ancient Greece, wine was only for the elite, but the Romans made drinking wine popular amongst the wider civilization. Year 0. Christians believe that Jesus turned water into wine, his first miracle. 70 CE. In wine there is truth. Pliny the Elder, another famous writer of antiquity, pens the famous words in vino veritas. 200 CE. The Romans first start using wooden barrels to transport wine. They also spread grapevines and wines right across Europe. 600 CE. Winemaking slowly disappears in North Africa and the Middle East as the religion of Islam spreads. 1000 CE. Chateau de Goulaine in France is built and is still operating today, possibly the oldest winery still in business. 1400 CE. During the Middle Ages, wine production increases across Europe. Christian monks especially take to advancing wine technology, keeping records of their best vineyards. Because of many plagues and sicknesses across Europe, wine is safer to drink than water. 1600. Corks are first used as stoppers, and stronger glass bottles are made, allowing for wine to be stored for longer and more easily transported. 1700. Wine spreads across the globe as vines are taken to South America by the Spanish, and a little later, Dutch settlers plant vines in South Africa. In the 1800s, vineyards are also planted in California and Australia. 1830. The modern wine bottle is introduced. Before this point, wine bottles varied tremendously. 1864. Louis Pasteur proves that yeasts are living things that are responsible for fermentation. Before then, no one quite knew how grape juice turned into wine. 1964. Box wine is invented in Australia. 2010. The most expensive bottle of wine is sold. A single bottle of 1896 Lafite Rothschild sells for $230,000. 2000 and something. You take the lobster wine course and join in this rich, tasty, and wine-filled history. Wine always starts off as a grape on a vine. The wild grapes of history were tasted by ancient civilizations, and they chose to keep replanting the sweetest and most delicious types that they found. Over thousands of years, humans have replanted and spread the vines that produce grapes that are better for wine. The spread of civilization has always been accompanied by the planting of vineyards and the making of wine. Wine has been involved in the greatest of nations. It has quenched the thirst of their troops, their politicians, their kings and queens, and their people. Wine has changed since the first glasses were drunk. It has changed as the tastes of people through history have changed. Some like it sweet, some fizzy, others light, and some prefer theirs with honey and herbs. Wine will keep on changing forever. It has been there from the start of civilization, and it will be there in whatever form at the very end. We can't wait to take you on a journey into wine so that you can learn about and hopefully join in the long line of millions of people throughout history who have sat back at the end of a hard day's work to enjoy a refreshing, calming, and delicious glass of wine.